What up, everybody? Welcome to Keeping It 9450, Codename WBB. We are back. The WNBA is back. I'm Daniel Artest. Got Lolo with me, per usual, the greatest co-host of all time. What's going on? Happy Monday, actually. I was just about to say Sunday, but happy
Oh,
Monday.
yeah. Happy Monday. We are so used to recording on Sundays now, but because the WNBA typically doesn't play games on Monday, Monday will be our new day.
Simple as that. Just as simple as that. But the content will still be the same and everything. But it's great to see you again. It's great to talk basketball, man. Listen, got, had to get away from the rap debates and get into some actual basketball, man. You already know what we're talking about. Man, this debate has been an interesting couple of days. So, like, real quick though, like since I brought it up, what was your thoughts on it, real quick?
I feel like I actually thoroughly enjoyed it because I thoroughly enjoy bars. And I think that neither disappointed. I understand that people are solely Drake fans, and I understand there are people that are solely Kendrick fans, and that's fine. I've been tweeting, I have no dog in the fight. I was just here to see bars, and they both delivered. Now, I tweeted about it. Y'all people that are saying either one got washed, Drake got washed, or Kendrick got washed, that's just not true. You can respectfully say one lost if that's what you believe, but washed is crazy. They both did what they had to do. And they clearly don't like each other because when you put out that kind of slander about somebody's name, yeah, it's no going back at all. You cannot backtrack from calling somebody a pedo. Like you can't.
Yeah, we definitely would not see Kendrick and Drake on podcasts together. Probably,
Ever.
yeah, it's over. That is over. But it was fun, like you said. Just I was just happy about the bars and everything, and I know they definitely crossed the line.
But
Definitely crossed the line.
can you cross the line when you battle, when you rapping?
That's true. That's true. And it was funny because it was other battle rappers was like, "Oh my god, I don't want to talk about it anymore because y'all just talking about the raps." But I had to tweet this battle rapper named John the Don. I'm like, "Listen, bro, you're the last one to be talking about this because everybody in the new battle rap community talk about performance when you go to those rap battles, like the Smack era. You know what I'm talking about?"
Mhm.
And I'm like, and I told him, I was like, "Listen, lyrically, you lost to Jack Boy Maine, but you won because of the performance that you put on, and people will be winning on
Mhm.
performance now. Like you do
Yeah,
the antics, you can win." But for me, honestly, like the best song out of it for me on Drake's side, Family Matters is crazy underrated.
agreed.
And then on Kendrick's side, yo, 616 in LA is fire. It's his best one. Yo,
I
616.
actually prefer never mind shirt being all loose. I prefer Euphoria, but 6 it's not bad. It's not bad. Honestly, none of them are bad. Let's be clear. None of them are
Yeah,
bad. It's just based on preference. What you like.
yeah, exactly. And before we move on to the meat and potato of this conversation, the reason why I like 616 was because of the buildup. And it started off, he was just rapping about something for the first half, like just
Mhm.
flossing the first half, and then he just went right in at Drake and everything. But Drake was coming at him too and everything. So it was like a man,
It's the best battle I've ever it's the best, like, mainstream artist battle that I've seen in my lifetime.
yeah, yeah,
'Cause we're
definitely.
getting music. We were getting like, what other rap beefs have it has it been this many tracks? Like, they each have what, at least 4?
Yeah, definitely. So all right, you a Drake J. Cole fan, right? You a big J. Cole fan. What's your thoughts about him
I'm a J.
bowing
Cole
out
fan.
though? What's your thoughts about him bowing out?
I was disappointed initially because come on, Cole, you say you the greatest, you say you talk all this, talk all that, like, you gotta show it when it's time to show it. I think that now that it's getting so personal, I think that he made the right move and not because I think that J. Cole and K Dot are actually like friends, it seems, acquaintances at least.
Yeah.
So I think he knew that it might get to this level and he's nah, that's actually my homeboy in real life. Yeah.
Yeah. My thoughts is that he can't be in the GOAT conversation no more. This is his LeBron James 4 and 6 finals record moment. I'm sorry. I think that he probably has some real skeletons, man, that they knew about personally. That's why he bowed out. So like it was but before we get into the basketball stuff, it was fun. It was fun. And I just wanted to just talk about it real quick because it was on my mind. Might have to have an Artest Effect podcast on it and dive deeper into the songs actually, because like everybody they was just going crazy. But
Lyrically insane.
like me and you going back and forth, man, just unstoppable bars we be dropping on this podcast and everything. But let's dive into what we really came to talk about. And the WNBA is here. He's in the building. We already had some games and everything. Some games you seen, some games the league was too cheap to pay commentators to come through, and so we didn't see them and everything. So let's start with the Arike Ogunbowale game winner. Beat the Indiana Fever. Caitlin Clark's debut, preseason debut, was definitely spoiled. So what was your thoughts from that game?
Aside from I am gonna touch on Arike because her efficiency still wasn't great. But like I always say, she hit the most important shot of the night. She
Yep.
had who was defending her? I
Mm.
can't recall. Whoever
Inmate,
it was.
yeah, inmate,
May I
inmate Burger. I think it was Grace Burger or something like that.
okay, Grace, may I have this dance?
Hmm.
My good girl was on those skates, the iciest skates of all
Yeah.
time. Like Enrique completely it was Lexi Hall, thank
Oh,
you.
Lexi Hall. Okay, cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
Lexi Hall.
it was Lexi because I tweeted Lexi, okay.
Yes.
She was on absolute skate. Like Enrique was just playing with her food. Like she was just giving her the like the pity pat and just step back and hit the three. So when people talk about efficiency, I don't care. If you hit the game winner or if you hit enough shots to keep us in this game as their best player, I'm okay with that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care about the plus minuses. I don't care about any of that. Hit
Yeah.
the shots when it's needed the most, and that's what she did. But I wanna talk about great shot by her, by the way. But I wanna talk about what's the girl's name? Jaelyn Brown.
Yeah, exactly. What's her name? Who are you?
Exactly. Jaelyn Brown, because we all know the night was set up, right? This is the only preseason game televised. The night was set up. Kathy and the powers that be wanted us to see Caitlin Clark, right? But that Jaelyn Brown, no one heard of her before that. She showed out. Like she took advantage of her opportunity, and I appreciate that. She scored 21 points, had 5 boards, shots, and was efficient. Shot 7 for 15 from the field. And I just think it's a cool story. Like after because I literally had no clue who she was. So I looked it up and I just think it's a fascinating story because this is the same kid that was undrafted, went overseas to play for a couple years to get her game up and is going to probably make the team. Like she's putting Coach Tremmel in a very tough situation in regards to her making that team because she went out and she did what she had to do to show that, hey, I can hoop in this league. Last thing I'm gonna say about her, then I'm gonna pass it to you. But it was interesting because when I was reading, it says she was born with club feet. And for those that don't know, club feet it's like a birth defect that affects your bones in your feet. And so basically, our feet are straight, and her feet were like when you have club foot, it goes downward and then inward. So her feet were like this. So instead of walking on her like the bottom of her foot, she was like walking on the side of her foot when she
Yo,
was
that's
yeah, when she was a kid or baby. So they had to give her casts and she wore corrective shoes to straighten out her club feet before she started walking. So I thought that was cool. Like you go from being born with club feet, having to wear specialized shoes to going overseas, then betting on yourself and trying out for the league. And she might make the roster. So
yeah.
shout out to her. I know everybody wanted to talk about Caitlin Clark and the great things that she did because she also didn't have a bad game, but man, she made me a fan. I love to see the underdog stories. What did you think about the game?
Yo, so she was doing her thing, getting to the basket, just imposing her will out there, like showing that, hey, I may be 25, I may be a rookie like that, but I want to play. I want to play in this league. I want to show that I belong and everything. And then sometimes that's what happens. We know that WNBA is limited in spaces. So sometimes your route is going to be different. And I feel like that she's shown enough to me that she should be on this roster. You
I
know what's crazy too? Because her name is Jaelyn Brown, just like Jalen Brown of the Boston Celtics. Damn near almost the same spelling, right?
yeah,
Same college,
I
same
know.
college in
I
California or
know.
whatever. And they're both from a city. One is from Georgia.
And
Well,
she
Jalen Brown is from Georgia. She's from
mhm,
California, but it's
mhm,
like the same name of the city, like Marietta. So
yeah,
I was like, that's crazy. So I'm looking like, yo, this is brother, sisters, whatever. But they're not related though. But they just two really great players. And you could tell, like, when you go to a school like California, high IQ, obviously, it's hard to get into
mhm,
that school. That's Berkeley,
right,
you know? So you can see her game, how, how IQ is on the floor. Like, she made great plays out there. And I was just like, just mesmerized. Who is this person? I got to figure out
right,
more about her. Like that,
right,
that to
yeah,
the fact that we can't talk about Caitlin Clark yet until we talk about Jalen Brown. She stole the show And I think that she's gonna have a real good shot to make this roster, especially with Satu being out and Satu's being out for until after the Olympic break.
I
So
think
yeah,
so.
they need all the help that they can get, especially on the offensive end. She's shown that what she can do on the offensive end. And then coming into the W, she's not technically a rookie because she got professional experience. So
Right.
she's going to be able to hit the ground running without the deers in the headlight look as
Question for you.
yeah.
Since Satu is out until after the Olympic break, where do you see this is just off the top of the head because we haven't talked about this. Do the Wings still make the playoffs?
Mm.
That's the first question.
Do they make the playoffs? Like they Satu was amazing last year, man. That's a lot that they're losing right there. That's a lot.
Mhm.
It depends on what Natasha Howard brings. To be honest, she's a talented person too. Of course, former defensive player of the year, former All-Star champ. She brings a lot. They got some vets on that team. Kalani Brown, Tara
Mhm.
McCowan, everything like that.
Hold on real quick. Speaking of Tierra, she looks exactly the same. I know it's just preseason, but Big T, girl, you can be one of the best centers in the league. We just need more effort, sister. We just need more effort.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I'm like, why she's not bullying Aaliyah Bolsa? She has the clear size advantage over Aaliyah, regardless.
And strength. Aaliyah got stronger,
Oh, right.
but you could tell she was in the weight room this season.
Yeah,
It's
you
all season. Yeah,
yeah,
she
you
was in the
could
weight
tell.
room for sure.
You could definitely tell. I was like, okay, Aaliyah, I see you out there being a bully. Yeah, bully. Like she's gonna have a great season too. I'm really excited. But I guess if you want to, we could talk about Caitlin Clark's
Not if you want to. I'm cracking up. She had a decent game. 16 points in 16 minutes in the first half. Going into a halftime, she was the leading scorer. Shot 6 of 15 from the field, 5 of 13 from deep. I think what stood out the most is she had 5 turnovers. To be expected, the pace of the game is a lot different, and you could visibly see that she was fatigued. And her coach, Christy Sides, literally came out and said it and was like, Caitlin asked to be subbed out because she was at the point of exhaustion. And the main thing I have to say is y'all really had the WNBA community online defending Diana Taurasi and her comments about Caitlin Clark's ability to transition to the WNBA, how she said it was more physical and the game was going to be faster. And y'all Iowa fans who don't know anything about the WNBA literally were like, "Oh, she's hating, she's this, she's that." Look at preseason game 1. The thing is, people weren't saying that Caitlin couldn't score in the WNBA. No one said that. So I see all these tweets that say like her game doesn't translate. Nobody said that at all. Who said her game doesn't translate? A shooter can shoot, a scorer is going to score, period. I don't care who you put in front of them. But like what's happening is exactly what we said was going to happen. It's going to take a little bit of time for her to get adjusted to physicality. And it's going to take a little bit of time for her to get caught up to game speed. You have to realize that Caitlin had no break. These rookies had no break. It's we play the whole full season. We prepare for the tournament. Most of them went deep into the tournament, and then you have the hoopla surrounding the WNBA draft, and then you go right to training camp. It's literally no break for them. So this is her playing games back to back, not really resting her body like that. And you think that she's going to be equipped for the speed of the WNBA just right off back? No. So again, you guys were wrong and we were correct. So just watch more basketball and stop acting like you know everything that's going on in the WNBA when this is your first year watching.
And then also people got to understand that the last game under the whistle that Caitlin Clark played was in the national championship game. Regardless of how much you train to prepare for a professional basketball game, in the game is a better setting.
Yes.
Is no matter what you're doing in training camp, it doesn't measure up to an actual game when you're going up against the best players in the world. Because
Mhm.
obviously they play against the dudes, but these dudes be trash. Oh, one of my friends who was playing on the Fever's practice team was just like, yo, Caitlin was lighting his ass up and everything. She's actually getting elite talent going up against her. And she started out rough and everything. But from what I seen, my points was that I thought that the shot creation was not a problem. I
Mhm.
think that she has to get better at shot selection now that she's a pro. She doesn't have to go crazy with those quick shots she was taking in Iowa. She is surrounded by better talent now. That will come with time. That's 4 years of her playing her way. Now she got to switch it up a little bit. The playmaking was okay. I was surprised that she only had 2 assists. She was making some great passes. Like you said, the 5 turnovers, that'll come down once again as the game
Mhm.
slows down for her. I feel like she's going to be okay. But my biggest question is that when she goes up against WNBA competition, better defenders, how will she adjust to that? And also, can she be a predominantly pass first playmaker for most of the game rather than a scorer? If I want to see her develop like how Kelsey Plum developed, or like maybe more Sabrina Ionescu. I would say more Sabrina Ionescu than Kelsey Plum because she is a better playmaker than Kelsey Plum. So that's my questions for her. Other than that, I'm just taking preseason with a grain of salt because it's preseason. The games doesn't
Yeah.
don't start yet. They probably only play one more game, or unlike the Aces where we'll get into no games, some teams. So preseason is real wacky in the W. So we shall see what happens going forth and everything. But that was just my things.
I agree with you. I think she got to her spots easily. It didn't look hard, but also she was being defended by JC Shelton. Like, that's no disrespect, but that's not a good defender. I wanna see, can she get to her spots when someone like Brittany Sykes is on her? Can she get to her spots when she's being defended by Chelsea Gray? Can she get to her spots when a bigger defender is putting a little bit more body on her? You get what I'm saying? I do the fact that they gave her the green light.
With green. Oh
The
my
light is
God.
green as hell,
Hey, it's
lime
green.
green.
Also, all right, she's seen Sheldon in college just a couple of weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? She
Okay,
probably
there's no difference.
yeah, she's got listen, we just getting paid for this now.
Right, I'm looking at the comments. What's up, Ahmed? He said, "More pick and roll, Lolo." That's I wanted to see more. I need to see more, and I know it's still the beginning. It's just preseason.
So
I
let's talk
didn't
about
see enough. I didn't see enough.
so let's talk about the Aaliyah and Caitlin Clark duo and our expectations for these players. And I'll go first. I think that is going to come down to consistency and trust. Because obviously we know where the Fever is at right now. They're at the bottom pretty much. I've seen some power rankings that don't have them at the bottom, which is that's different. But it's going to take time building this team into a championship roster. So they're going to have to trust each other. They're going to have to trust the teammates. They're going to have to trust the organization, coaching to make this thing work. I do think that they have the potential to be a top 1-2 combo in the W. Like they have a bright future ahead for both of them, Aaliyah and Caitlin. They won 13 games last year, but 26 of them, if you look back, 26 of the games was like within 5 points. So they're right
Mhm.
there. They're on the right path. They just got to trust the process, as you would say, and play more games together, get more data on how the game goes for them too. And then I think that they'll be fine. But yes, definitely more pick and roll. K-Dot, Tex Winter in the Comments Lounge. He said Dallas did a good job blitzing in the second half too, caused a few jump
Mhm.
balls at the top of the key. And also frustrating Caitlin Clark too. She wasn't
Mhm.
getting them same looks after that first half when she was just going off. I was just like, oh, here we go. Look, please don't let it be like this again. Don't do Iowa again. Come on, man. Come on, WNBA players. Let's do this. But yeah, so yes, shout outs to the comments, man. Keep the comments coming. We live as usual. Keep the comments coming.
Before we move
Lauren
on
got a
from,
big hand as usual. Lauren, just take all the fans from me. If nobody love
what's
me.
up, Daryl? I appreciate y'all for real. I was gonna say I lost my train of thought. For the Fever, another thing, the last thing I wanted to say was Erica Wheeler heard y'all talking.
Yo,
She hey, hey, out hooping, like hooping.
listen,
Did she have like 16? I think she had 16. I ain't writing it down, but I think she had like 16 points. And then when you really think about the Fever, they're low key stacked. And I'm hesitant to say that because of where they are, but this is a game without Kelsey Mitchell. We're talking about someone who is in the top 5 of scoring all time in the NCAA. You have multiple players on that team that are in the top 5 of all time scoring.
she's 3.
So, yeah, exactly. My thing is like when she comes back and she's not getting as many eyes as she's used to getting because everyone's gonna be looking at Caitlyn and Aaliyah, what you think she gonna do? She gonna hoop as well. This is
Yep.
the perfect opportunity for guards and actually anybody that's playing off ball from Aaliyah and Caitlyn to flourish because all eyes are gonna be on them. Everyone knows who the dynamic duo is. This is their time to really go out there and eat. And I think the Fever are gonna shock a lot of teams. I'm not saying they're about to be going to the championship, anything like that. But I think that they'll be better than a lot of people are expecting.
I feel like once Caitlin Clark warms up to the game, when she get those games under her belt, I feel like they're going to be scary. I feel like they're going to go at Caitlin. They're going to go at her hard. All she got to do is just weather the storm and then just get better. Once she does that, it's going to be on. But I need to make a point about Erica Wheeler, and I want to applaud her. I got to applaud Erica Wheeler. her attitude the entire time, regardless of what anybody was saying about her on social media. Yo, she got to be up out of there. Look at what she's doing. They're going to need her, whether she starts or come off the bench, whatever's going to happen. Like, she's going to be important to this team. Personally, I would say come off the bench, be the best six man in the game. Simple as that. Like, she's a vet. She knows what to do. And the way that she embraced Caitlin Clark, like, real elite sisterhood on that team, because it could have went somewhere else, especially with the social media attention that Erica Wheeler was getting, the negative of
Mhm.
it, when people were saying like how she's going to be cut or this, that, and the other, making fun of her contract. First of all, y'all making fun of somebody that's making $250,000 in 4 months. Insane. Insane. Okay. Get your money up.
Show me them pay stubs, whoever making fun of her. Let me
You
see
know what
what
I'm
you
saying?
make in 2 weeks.
Get your money up, not your funny up. Stop playing. We're not doing this. Okay. She makes it 4 months per month than what you make in a year, probably. And y'all just laughing about the salary like that. She's overpaid. Yes, overpaid. Please. If our podcast is worth $1 million and y'all want to give me 10, yes, please. We'll take it. Yes. And we want to still give y'all $1 million worth of freaking energy. It is what it is. Nah, but I'm really happy to see Erica Wheeler embrace the role and just being one of the teammates and everything. It's going to be really dope. K-Dot said that he said Indiana's going to be good to him, even if they don't make the playoffs. 16 games last year was lost in 5 points or less. So
Mhm.
if they win those games, then they'll be fine. Like, how many games you think they'll win? You think they'll get to 20? You think they get 500?
I think I said that 2 podcasts ago. I think
Yeah.
they get to 20.
Okay. Yeah.
They
20,
can
yeah.
stay healthy. If they can stay healthy, the
You can stay
core.
healthy.
Yeah.
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 Stay healthy. And when Caitlin adjusts to the after the physical play and everything. So everything. And Deshelle said this is might be Kelsey's best year. Shout out to Deshelle too. She just followed the page today after all this time. After all this time in the comments, she follows the freaking our YouTube channel today. That's
Hey,
crazy.
this show is a menace on, social media. Imma
Yeah.
just Imma just let y'all know that now.
I just wanted to put you on blast for that. You should have been did that.
Hey, Ben said, "Do you think my Sparks will make the playoffs this year?" So let's go ahead and transition to the Sparks game versus the Storm.
Okay, yeah. Seattle, they lost to the Sparks actually, 84-79.
Mhm.
But honestly though, this was me just being happy that Skylar Diggins Smith is back. I'm sorry. She was out for 639 days.
Did you do those calculations on your own?
Days she was out. And so it's Skylar, man, at the end of the day, okay? Skylar, man. Sorry. It's just Skylar, man. She had 14 points, 5 for 8 shooting, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and 5 steals, and she only played 20 minutes. Looking in amazing shape, looking in midseason form already.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was just about Skylar. But as far as your Sparks making the playoffs, no. I don't have enough. I'm sorry, Vince. I love you. It's funny. Vince is a part of the network. He's 265 Media. He covers football for us. But no, Vince, you tripping. Don't just save your save your energy. Just be happy that they got Cameron Brink, they're building and everything, but it's all right. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I agree. I think they need a better point guard. They didn't take care of the ball well. And this is again a team that's 2 starters down. And again, I know it's preseason. I know it's preseason. But the Storm defense was looking pretty good, especially without one of their best defenders in Ezzy. They were also missing Jordan Horston. I don't know. The Sparks look good initially out the gate. 23 turnovers. It's crazy. They had 23 turnovers and still won the game. I think the Storm only had 10. But I thought it was cute when Cameron Brink first scored. You could see the relief like coming off of her. Yeah, I got my first WNBA basket. She ended the game with 11 points, 3 boards, and 2 blocks. Rakia shot 4 for 9 from the field and ended the game with 10 points and 4 boards. Who actually stood out to me mostly was Dearica Hamby, 17 points, 9 boards, and 5 assists. She was leaving her imprint on the game and just making her impact felt. I think that it'll be very difficult for the Sparks to make the playoffs. I think that they have good building blocks for the future, though. I think that they have set themselves up nicely, and moving forward, they will be decent. But again, I really don't want anything good to happen to that organization until I get my lick back with Derek Fisher.
Hold on. Somebody said, did you just say the people can get the 20 wins in one world? In what world? This world right here, this world. Today, they can get the 20 wins in this world. Okay. Yo, Dearica Hamby is going to have a great year too. Low key, she's going to have a great year. I love her game. And so rebounding, can put the ball in the basket. Her playmaking skills is getting better over the years since I've been covering women's basketball. I see her just always getting better. I feel like she can have a borderline all-star year, if not be an all-star. I think she's gonna start, obviously, and people she's not on the Aces no more, so you're not gonna really see her on TV like that. But I just think that people is gonna sleep on her, and I think that she's gonna have a surprisingly good year.
Most improved?
I think that she's done too many years to be most improved,
True.
but
Yeah.
I will say you can say this could be her most improved year. Like,
Like
as far
statistics
as
wise.
yeah, you can
Yeah.
say that and
Yeah.
stuff. And yep, Lexi Brown did look good on the court. She definitely looked like
She
she's
looks
back.
great in person too. Not in person, but like on TV too or on social media. She looks great.
Listen,
I'm glad she's back to being healthy.
Lexi, Skylar, listen, still, you know what I'm
But no,
saying?
I think Lexi, before she got sick last year, she was playing well. Like, she was playing really well, like, on the verge of possibly being an all-star reserve, maybe most improved player. So I think that I'm interested to see how she comes back and plays with having I think Crohn's disease is if I remember correct. So I'm interested to see how her body reacts to it because it is sometimes it can be a debilitating disease. But I'm glad to see her back on the court. We missed her, and that shot looks good, man. Her
Yeah,
shot looks great.
yeah. She's once her feet set, is money. That
Yeah.
sh that shot is money. Hey, you wanna talk about the Canada game? Set us off with that? Did you see
Wasn't,
it?
you said what?
Did you see the Canada game?
Who was that? That was no, that was
With
a Storm
it
game,
was
right?
Norman Sky, yeah, so
I
it
was
was a
gonna say that
Canada.
was I was like, that's what we're talking about now.
And
That's why I was confused.
we didn't push it out. We just talked
Okay,
about
okay.
you know what I'm
So,
saying? We
yeah,
didn't
for all those that don't know, the Storm and
yeah,
the Storm and the Sparks played in Canada with
yeah,
close to 17,000, fans in the building, second sold out time in which they played in Canada. So, last year they sold out, this year they sold out. I don't know, it's looking like they need a team in Canada.
well, now they're gonna need 2 teams in Canada. Shoot, Toronto was lit, and now Edmonton
Right,
was
right.
lit and stuff. I've been to Edmonton before when I was playing semi-pro in the United States. Edmonton is a dope basketball town. It really is it's a dope, underrated, but dope basketball city, to be honest, man. And this was like the CBA, not the NBA or nothing like that. And they was coming out. I think we played in front of what, 11,000 out there.
Mhm.
So, like, they support. So I wouldn't see, man, listen, the W, they gotta expand. I don't know what is taking these people so long. It's just crazy what's taking the W so long to just expand. I do understand the Toronto thing
Mhm.
until, like, the finances get better. Toronto's a very expensive city to live in and everything, so you gotta see, like, how that's gonna be, especially where you're gonna find players to live and
But
everything,
also
so
just with the flying commercials still. Imagine having to go the teams having to go through customs and
yeah,
all the extra stuff that comes on with that. You're already adding more travel time to the women having to fly commercial.
yeah,
So comment says, "Yeah, that crowd didn't know who to cheer for. They need a team." Yeah.
yeah,
And that's just how like, I'm just coming to support good basketball. Like, I don't really have a dog in the fight unless it's a Canadian player. I don't know, I think that it shows that it's time to expand. And I
yeah,
agree with you in regards to maybe not Canada right off back because other things need to be put in place, like in regards to making it a easier transition. But you said what?
chartered flights.
Yes. We all agree on that.
That's the first thing that has to happen for it to be Canada. Because, like you just said,
Yep.
the customs is crazy, and also
Yep.
the NBA has a different streamlined thing when it comes to, getting visas, everything like that. The NBA has a better streamlined thing, so they're gonna actually have to have a great relationship with the Canadian government so everything could be all good, or else you end up like Mika Mule, who couldn't play in the game because of
Yeah.
her visa issues and stuff.
Right.
Canada
Right.
don't play. I
Yeah.
mean, alright, so let's move on and talk about what are we on right now? Oh, yeah, why nobody wants to schedule preseason games to play the Las Vegas Aces. Okay, this is professional basketball. Who's controlling the schedules? They just letting the teams control the schedule. You have to play preseason games. I think that in the WNBA, everybody should be at least 3 preseason games. I think the NBA does 5, maybe 5 too, whatever, it doesn't matter. But it just can't be 1 or 2 preseason games like this. I think one of them streams I seen, it was the Mystics and I forgot what other team it was, but they was just running drills. They had a combined camp, and I'm just like, "Hold on, y'all gotta be playing basketball against each other." And the fact that no team wanted to play against the Aces is weird. The league gotta step into that. That can't happen again, man, like, you know? That can't happen.
Yeah, I think it's weak by all the other 11 teams. The thing is, in 2 weeks, you're gonna have to play them regardless. Like, you're going to play them multiple times this year. So, what's the difference between playing them now and 2 or 3 weeks from now? Like, that to me, that doesn't make sense. It shows that the Aces is still undoubtedly the best team in the league. The fact that Becky had to go schedule a preseason game
Mm,
with the Puerto Rican national team because no one else would play them, make it make sense. Just feels like they're scary. I don't know how else to put it. Like, I'm trying to be respectful with it, but it just seems like they're all scary. I don't get it because you're playing them regardless. It's not like you're not playing them until the last week of the season. Like, multiple teams are going to be playing them multiple times regardless. I think that it won't affect the Aces if it was another team possibly, but they're so locked in that I don't think it'll affect them that much. But it sucks for them because you get sick of playing your teammates in 5-on-5 scrimmage, and you wanna play fresh bodies, try new moves out that you wanna try in the season that you've been working on all season. But they're gonna get one chance at doing that. So I agree with you in regards to it needs to be an even amount of preseason games. I think the league needs to step in if the other organizations are terrified to play the Aces,
mm,
because everyone should have at least 4 to 5, because I think they should we talk about flights all the time, but I think they should also extend training camp. It's way too short. It gives the
yeah,
rookies no time to transition. It gives new players entering new systems and new teams no time to learn the playbook, no time to learn the terminology. Like, at least 2 weeks, like 2.5 weeks, like something. Give them, like you said, 4 or 5 games. Everyone have the same amount and televise them. Like,
yeah.
televise it.
Yeah, and this is why the CBA thing is important. Hold on before I hold that thought. But actually, I get to it after. And this is why the CBA is important because the contracts have to go up. Because the
Mhm.
WNBA, they have to stop playing the redheaded step cousin to FIBA basketball. They play
Yeah.
on FIBA schedule. Women's basketball, it has to be on a special schedule to where, like, once that Final Four is ended, you wanna go pro, you go pro, you declare, you go pro, you do all the pre-draft camp and all that other stuff. Look at the NBA, for instance, right? What they do. The college ends in April, the same weekend as women's basketball, right? But then they go through this whole entire pre-draft process, which is still going on right now, and then the draft is all the way at the end of June. And then after the draft, the league starts all the way in October. So that's like what the W needs to do. But everything revolves around this upcoming CBA because I feel like with the salaries, then the league can actually operate how they really want to operate. Because this is not feasible, to be honest, especially for rookies. It's really not. Like you said, terminology and all those other stuff too. And that's why we are having a panel tomorrow. I'll be producing K Dot, Lolo, 21 titles. They're going to talk about the CBA at length and everything. So please, tomorrow, 8 o'clock or 8:30?
8:30.
8:30 tomorrow, and get in and tap in with us and ask your questions about the CBA too. They studied the book crazy. I didn't study the book as other didn't have time pretty much, but I didn't have the chance to study the book. So I'm
And
leaving it to him.
I just wanna say about the CBA, because a lot of people are very unfamiliar, so our goal is to try to make it as comprehensive and simplistic as possible because it
Mhm,
is very lengthy. And basically, the CBA is just like an agreement that it'll show why the players aren't getting, paid enough, the marketing deals, the TV deals, health insurance. So it goes over all the things that these women have agreed upon and why we think it's imperative for them to opt out of the CBA next
mhm.
year. Is it
You
next year?
Yeah, 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 I think it's
Yeah, next
actually like, yeah, next year, yeah. Actually, I'll be there, I'll be there. I'll be in the building with y'all supporting my guys and and the queen, the first lady of the 9450 and everything like that. So, yeah, I'll be in the building. Also, if you're in Colombia this Saturday to watch this game between the Aces and the Puerto Rican national team, K-Dot will be there, boots on the ground, Timberlands only, yo. Alright? None of them DC boots that they'll be wearing and everything.
Well, I will hope that's spoken like a true New Yorker because why are you wearing boots in the summertime?
Listen.
New York men wear shorts and boots. Crazy.
And I agree with you, Donovan. It's still everything. We know that if it's in its infancy, we know that they don't want to compete with the NBA, NFL, but something else has to give. At least extend it. I don't know how long it should be extended. If you don't want to extend it because of competition with other leagues that much, then I understand that. But they have to extend it to where it's actually healthy for these players, especially these rookies coming in, especially the rookies coming in because they've been playing what Iowa played like 40 games, what South Carolina played 38 games this year. Now they're going back. Now look, we just got word that Camila Cardoso is injured. Her shoulder, she's out 6 weeks.
And how
You know
y'all
what I'm
think that's
saying?
gonna affect her transition to the league?
Think
Because
about that.
now you already have to get accustomed to the speed and physicality of the game. However, now you are sidelined for a month and a half, and it's gonna be hard to replicate that same game speed and all of that. Really quickly about Donovan, I agree in regards to them not wanting to compete with the NBA and all of that. But even if they did July, August, September, let's say June was like for the combine and training camp and they did July, August, September, you're not competing with the NBA, maybe in July, maybe summer league. Okay, that's fine.
What?
And then for September, the end of August and September, that's football season. But guess what? It's Sunday. The games are Sundays and sometimes Monday night. So go around that. Like maybe instead of maybe play on Monday nights when it's not as many games on. Like right now, the WNBA doesn't really play on Mondays. Play on Mondays. Like it's an easy solution. They just need people in there that can use their brain to think.
Yeah, 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 definitely. Hello, Mrs. Peach. We still in the comments in the text winner comments lounge. What y'all think about the WNBA not showing more preseason games and how they're going to show the Sky and New York games after complaining? And you know what? That's what we're going to segue into as well
Mhm.
to talk about Streamgate, y'all, and what the W needs to do to improve visibility. And also, I want y'all to chime in about this whole Streamgate thing, and I want y'all to chime in the comments to give us your opinion on what the W needs to do to make this a better experience for people
Extreme
like
game
us.
hilarious.
Yeah, you got to call it Streamgate, man. I coined it first. Hashtag it for me. So just put in your comments as we talk, and we're going to definitely listen to your comments, or read your comments, and as we go along. But we'll talk about it real quick. So it was the Sky versus the Lynx, and the WNBA. They said they was going to show it, but then they failed to show the game. So a fan on Twitter, shout outs to hey, it's Allie. You know, she stepped in and she goes live. She has crazy live stream results. I think it like topped out at 400,000 views and everything. And I wish I was at that game. I wish that was a 94-50 type of thing right there, yo. Our show it would have blew up and everything. But the WNBA has to understand that. Listen, as much as we love Caitlin Clark's game and much as we love what she's going to bring to the league, it's not about all about her. We missed a chance to see two NCAA champs on the same team in their debut. I felt like it was a loss for the WNBA. It was a loss for us as fans. And it's obvious from the Twitter world that we want to watch the game. We were so desperate that we was willing to watch a game on an iPhone that had pixelated. It looked like 16-bit Mario Kart, but we were still trying to watch and everything. So the W, they have to be better. So Lo, like, what's your thoughts on it? And to people in the comments, once again, we're going to read your stuff. What's your thoughts on what the WNBA needs to do to make this better?
I think they need to televise all the preseason games. And when I say televise, at least put it on the app. We're not even asking you to put it on national TV. We're paying for this app. Put all the damn games on the app. It's clear cut. People were saying that the game wasn't on there because the brother MLB team was playing baseball. So I guess whatever the local channel is that covers the sports went to the baseball game instead of going to a preseason WNBA game. I don't care about all I don't need to know all that. Just have a camera, have somebody recording the game. It's simplistic. Like, you're missing out on opportunities. You have 2 players that went in the first round that are very popular players, and you don't televise their first game, but then you best believe Caitlin Clark's first game was televised. Come on.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, people are starting to question things. My take on it was, I'm not gonna lie, I clicked on the link. I couldn't watch it. It was just
yeah, yeah.
grainy, too pixely. It wasn't for me. But shout out to the person that did that. That's insane that 610 views is what Donovan said in 3 days is insane, which means that people want to watch. The WNBA has to make it accessible. That's the bottom line. Like, they have to make it accessible.
And how much money they lost from those potential eyeballs and stuff. They
Exactly.
lost mad bread, and they should like Don Staley, oh no, Cheryl Reeve said they should have paid that lady $3 a view. I did the math at one point when it was like 180,000 or something like that. That's 500 and something $1,000. And I'm like, dang, y'all lost out a lot of potential bread and
But
everything.
really think about it. How pathetic is it that someone has to record on live? to watch a game. This is
Yeah.
a professional league. It's almost, like, mind-boggling sometimes because it's truly disgusting, like, you powers that be say, "We want the league to grow. We want these women to get the money that they're due. We wanna do this and that," but you're not putting your money where your mouth is. You're not pushing the league forward, and I said this last year. It's almost like when you think back and look at it, it's almost do the powers that be really want the WNBA to grow? Because
No.
their actions don't show it. You put an all-star event on at 5 o'clock PM on a Friday, like, people don't have to work. Like, you put these women in situations where it's a safety concern, where people you see how people are creepy. They're even creepy at Caitlin Clark's presser. So you don't think weirdos gonna come up to her in the airport? Like, they keep doing these things to just show how it's a very impoverished league, and why will like, we're fighting so hard for it to grow when the powers that be don't have that same energy, and it's very frustrating.
Yeah. And yeah, they did tell her to stop streaming. So at first I'm like, yo, how you gonna tell me in a public forum to stop streaming? So I actually look up the rules. You actually cannot stream. I was surprised. I'm
Why?
like,
'Cause copyright stuff?
yeah, I'm like, hold on. It's not people stream from events all the time. So I didn't know that it was actually that's not a public space. I was like, that's crazy, but you know what, whatever.
That's
But
crazy. Like, the fact that people even have to stream is just gross, and y'all really stop streaming. Play the game then. Televise the game or put it on the app, like, we're paying for this app, and y'all went up in the price, and y'all not even showing more games. Come on.
yeah, that's crazy. They got to be better. And remember when I was complaining a couple of weeks ago about stop showing these game on Facebook, stop showing these game on Twitter. You know what?
We better off seeing it on there than what it was.
Show the preseason games on the social medias, Facebooks and Twitters. If you want to do that, then do that. That's cool. Hire people that can talk. Like if we're watching the game, like from a social media, like from this, like what we're doing right here, and comment on the game and everything. It is what it is. Oh, they should write. Say, I think folks are confused. Who was told to stop or who was told not to stop? The person on Instagram. Oh, that was you.
I'm a stop streaming Twitter chick was not told. The person who streamed on Instagram, which was me, was told to stop. So you can stream on
So you can stream on Twitter.
Twitter, but not on Instagram.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. That's crazy, yo. But that's crazy that they told you to stop, man. And
Everything goes on Twitter. Elon Musk runs it now, so
yeah,
they
Twitter
have
is a wild
wild
place.
place.
Yeah, it's a wild place.
He the ghost said gatekeeping from your own fans is insane.
It's wild.
Gatekeeping from the owners and commissioner of the league is insane.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. Miss Wright, did you stop or did you keep going? Like, how was that? How did that go about for you? Let us know. And thank you for chiming in with us too. Yeah, that was crazy too. Just reading the comments again, reporters asking Caitlin Clark where her boyfriend was. Like, what does that have to do with basketball? Yeah, that was crazy. I saw that. Somebody was like, yo, where's Bay? And everything. I was like, yeah, that's,
They're
yo,
getting out of pocket with this stuff, man. Like,
yeah,
they really are. Like, and did that reporter not learn from the first reporter that was disgusting? Come on.
yeah. Like, these reporters gotta be better. And you know what? I'm not going to say I understand when I say I understand. Like, they got to do the homework on read the room basically where they're stepping
Right.
in. They got to do the research first before they open up their mouth because it may not come from a malicious intent from their part, but the optics of it is that it's just going to look bad. That's like the one where Bay was at was wild, but it wasn't as wild as the
The
dude
initial
with
one.
like this,
Yeah.
this thing right here. That was crazy and everything. So that was crazy. Okay, Miss Wright said they walked up to me. They walked up to her halfway through the fourth and told her to stop recording because it was against policy. I did stop, but not right away. Fight the power, yo. Don't look.
Period. Period. You should have said, "Are y'all streaming it?" They would have kicked me out that game.
Yeah. And salute to you for joining us and everything, tapping in with us and everything. And
For
K Dot
sure.
said for your services and everything. So that's crazy though. But hey, listen, you did your part to grow the game and everything. And so hold on, because remember Don Staley said that she gave somebody $100. Was that you?
Was it you or the girl from I think it was the girl from Twitter.
Yeah.
But really quickly,
Oh,
Donovan
I gotta ask you a
said
question. I gotta ask you a question. If you got all that donations, what would you do with the money? Would you like buy league passes for everybody or keeping the bread?
how much would it be?
I don't know. It's probably listen, I think somebody probably got thousands of dollars. Whoever did the one that didn't get caught, wasn't told to stop, probably got thousands of dollars. So Don Staley gave you the 100. Did you keep the money or you gonna get some people? You
And
gonna
she
get some
gave
people?
me $100, am I giving league passes away?
Yeah. Nah, I'm keeping the
Hell
100.
no.
Nah, I'm keep
I'm keeping it 100 100 is 100.
yeah,
It's
I'm keeping the 100.
fine,
Yeah,
like,
I'm sorry. That's a pair of
but
sketches for me. Yes, sketches in the building.
Oh, she said, yeah, that was her. She gave that to her.
That's dope.
That's dope. Yeah.
That's funny though.
Um, they they would have had to drag me out of there. This is my phone. Period. I'm like, what?
And
But
shout
they
out to
probably would have though.
knowing Deshaun how she reads in these comments, man, they probably would have dragged her out, hog tied her, and dragged her out.
What?
Throughout the Fresh Prince should have been jazzed out of the
Listen, I
arena.
need to catch a game with Daysha. We would be menaces together.
Definitely. Yeah, we have Miss Wright in the comments lounge and everything. I keep saying Miss Wright because I don't want to say your name wrong, so I'm saying Miss Wright until you correct me on how to say your name. I don't know if it's Deasia. Listen, I try to be because kid, I know I'm the super fumbler, yo. I'm butt fumble when it comes to names sometimes, man.
Tell him to say statistics, y'all. Somebody offered you $100,000. You think you'd be able to say it correctly? Hey, he be looking like that meme that no, I'm sorry, that gif, that black guy that be sitting down and he just got the sweat pour. It's gonna be 100,000. Somebody be like, say statistics. That's gonna be
I get caught up between the stud and the ticks, yo. It throws me off right there, man. And I don't
that.
want to say it slow, 'cause if I say it slow, I'm gonna sound horrible. You chill, don't do that. I can't believe you would do that until you put me on Front
Hold
Street
on,
like that.
look, she said
Norman Tears.
we teams courtside over here. Come and join me and Minnie.
I'm
Oh,
out to Minnesota.
Minnie courtside, child. Look, I got a shout. I can't afford that now.
I got some peoples in Bloomington.
Okay.
It's funny. A lot of these cities in the W, I got peoples in them cities in like almost every city. So I'll be like, oh, listen, we're gonna be there. So I guess that's everything that we covered. Everything we covered everything. So anything else y'all want to ask before we wrap this thing up? Anything else you want to add before we go low?
I'm trying to think of what else happened. I feel like we covered everything. Don't forget tomorrow we're talking about the CBA at 8:30 just to learn a little bit more about the ins and outs of how the league works and why these women aren't flying private and why they, you know, just got decent healthcare. So we're gonna try to break that down simplistically. I'm trying to think who's winning sixth player. We missed that one last
We
live.
did.
I think we did we? I think we did. Hold on, did I
Mm.
say something?
My pick's Erica Willa. Oh yeah, yeah. I listen. I don't know who else to go with right now. I'm going with Erica
Now,
Willa.
look, now it's Erica Willer.
Yeah,
This guy, boy.
yeah, Angel Reese at the Met Gala. That is
Man,
actually
Angel
stupid.
gotta be
Wow.
tired, child.
Yeah,
I'm tired for Angel, okay?
yeah.
Gotta be tired. But they out there showing face. I love to see it. Dejanay,
Dejanay. Okay. We shall see. We shall see.
she was in the running last year.
Yeah, she was.
Donovan said, "I need these creepy men online to stop harassing these women and teams." I agree, 100%.
Yeah, I agree. And also stop harassing Lauren too, yo. Y'all be texting me too much. You know who you are.
Wildin'.
Yo, oh, her IG is okay. We're gonna definitely support, follow you, and everything like that. You still have the game with your base? You didn't listen.
At
You
all.
didn't fight the power. But yeah, man, it was a good show, and just gonna keep on bringing this content to y'all. And like you said, we got the CBA show tomorrow. That's going to be really dope. So please tune into that as well. We'd love to hear
I want
y'all.
to say one more thing. Bullying works in certain situations because now the league is televising or not televising, but putting the game on the league app, League Pass. What's that on Tuesday, right? Is that the Tuesday game or is it the Thursday game?
Thank you tomorrow.
Okay, it's the game
Tuesday.
that they're gonna be showing Chicago. What'd you think about I know you didn't see it, but did you see highlights of Angel
Well,
Reese?
no.
Okay. She,
She had 12 points, 9 rebounds, right? Or
13 points, 9
13
rebounds.
points, 9 rebounds and
Yeah.
everything.
I was gonna
But
say her game looked like it did in college. Didn't shoot great from the field, 2 for 8, but was able to step up and knock down her free throws. Shot 9 from 10 from the, free throw line. And one thing we saw her do at LSU a lot was get offensive boards, and she was able to grab 5 in her first game. I like her activity still, and I'm interested to see how she plays. I'm interested to see how she plays tomorrow.
yeah, Darius said, thanks, Daniel and Lolo and K-Dot. Darius, we got a bone to pick with you too about your GOAT conversation. You bugging. Love
Hold on,
y'all.
hold on, wait.
Yeah.
Imma let you read it, but before we go, everybody drop just drop your we gonna leave it for 1 minute. Whoever's the greatest of all time in your opinion, please drop it in the comments. I just wanna see something.
Yeah. Who's the greatest WNBA player of all time? Who's your GOAT? Candace Parker's your GOAT, right, Lauren?
Yeah.
He said it reluctant. Yeah, that man.
It is yet because up until probably because my go-to is usually Cynthia Cooper, but now that Candace Parker has retired, she's my GOAT.
Mm.
And I gave Darius my top 3 today. I have my top 3 are Cynthia Cooper, Candace
Mm.
Parker, and Asia Wilson.
Asia, really honest, Asia is if she wins this year and she gets like MVP like that, if she expands the war chest on her accolades, man, is she gonna be top 2 this year? Like when Asia is gonna be the greatest basketball player of all time?
What else
Like,
does she have to do? I think this year, I think it's super important because she has the ability to do something that people haven't done in a long time, and that's winning 3 straight. So it's
mhm,
not just saying, "Hey, Asia has 3 rings." When you talk about Asia's 3 rings, you would have to say they won 3 straight. So if she's able to get MVP and then win another ring, in 7 years, the body of work is untouchable. It's literally untouchable. And
yes.
shout out to Jackie Young and Chelsea Gray signing extensions. They're keeping the core together.
Listen, Asia has the greatest basketball resume in the first 7 years of NBA and WNBA history.
Yes.
Like,
And I
the
was
greatest.
reluctant, I'm not gonna lie. Until I was talking to you and K-Dot last year, I was very reluctant to have her in my top I would say my top 5 because there's so many women that have done great things before her, and like I said, I've been watching since '97, so it was very difficult to put her in that top 5, especially because she's only been playing 7 years. But when you really look at the resume, it's
Yeah.
undeniable. It's undeniable. In the first 7 years, it's undeniable, man. It
See,
really.
I come from like a NBA debating with my friends type of thing background. We all pretty much do. I remember even when I was young, when Michael Jordan was blowing up, that people were saying Michael Jordan was the GOAT in 1991. When he won
Mm,
his first championship, he beat Magic. They said that he was the GOAT then. So why Asia can't be the GOAT? What like she if she wins this year, it has to be in the conversation because of the accolades and everything, the talent. Come on, man. Like it has to be in the running. The
let me
the
ask
whole
you this.
thing with Don hold on, real quick, because the whole thing with Diana Taurasi, and I get it, that's a fan vote. And in this era, the popular vote, people- a lot of people wasn't even born yet to see what's that? Oh, a lot of people wasn't born yet to see Cheryl Swoops. We're probably talking to a bunch of 20-year-olds right now. You know, if you wasn't born in 1997, 96, and you didn't see, Cheryl Swoops play, Cynthia Cooper play, like sometimes the might be invalid unless you go on YouTube and watch the games, whatever they got on there. So
Mhm.
it's crazy, man. Come on, man.
I have this question about Asia. Let's say she wins this year, wins MVP. We put her, or you put her, because she's already in my top 3. Let's say you put her as she's the greatest player of all time, right? What if she plays another 7 years and those 7 years are very lackluster? I don't think that's happening. I'm just playing devil's advocate, and I don't think that's happening for multiple reasons. I don't think Asia's even at her pinnacle yet.
Mm.
Like, I
Yeah,
think she's just stepping into her prime. So I think
yeah.
she's going to, I don't know how she's going to continue to get better, but she's going to continue to get better and better. But let's just say something happens, she doesn't get better, and this is the last championship she wins, and this is the last MVP she wins the next 7 years. She's in the discussions but doesn't win it. Does that change your view on her being the GOAT?
No, because of what she's doing right now, and she's just only going to get better. I just think that with her team, it's just whatever her team is going to do talent wise. I don't think that is not her play. I feel like if she stops winning right now, I feel like she's still in a great spot to me because of what she's done. Like
I agree.
she's put in. If she wins this year, she puts in a whole Diana Taurasi's career work in 7 years. That's crazy, man. And
Okay,
somebody said
okay,
that
okay, hold on. I'm not the biggest Diana Taurasi fan, but you gotta also remember DT has over 10,000 points.
because she played in the era where the WNBA was in its infancy and she played 20 years. I'm not knocking DT. I got her number 3 on my list. When we did our top 25 show, she was 3. We had Cynthia Cooper 1, we had Tamika Catches at 2, and then we had Diana Taurasi at 3. I think we had Swoops at 4. I forgot who we had at 5. I want to say Lisa Leslie we had at 5, I think.
I
And we are actually re-releasing all those episodes too. So I think before the WNBA season starts, we're gonna re-release the top 25 episodes just to let y'all have the discussion with it, and it will be released on the podcast. So please
It's on now
stay
that
tuned to that.
Asia has stepped up, it's gonna be changed. Some things need to be changed.
Yeah,
My
yeah, a lot of things
them
really do
real
change.
quick because we asked people what their who their goats were. So I see Candace Parker, Lisa Leslie, Coop, Lisa Leslie again, Asia
Mhm.
that's playing the world right now. Coop was my GOAT until Candace came. I agree, Dayshow. We're like twins. I liked Whole Squad too. Miss Peach, agree. And Shamikwa doesn't get as much credit as she deserves either.
Listen,
Meg said if she three-peats, talking about Asia, if she three-peats, she's definitely in the GOAT conversation. I think she's in the conversation now. Not the greatest of all time, but she's at least top 3 in my opinion. Candace Parker, we got a lot of Candace Parker. Asia Wilson knocking them threes down and training. She sure enough was in that corner. She sure enough was.
I want to see her shoot more. I want to see her shoot more jump shots too. And I guess I seen Miss Peach talked about Shamika Holdscore. Listen, man, like when y'all bring up Shamika Holdscore in the comments, man, it just makes me smile because I seen it when I was a kid of her coming to Queens because she's from the next neighborhood over from Astoria, but she's from the
Mhm.
next neighborhood from me and everything. So she used to come to Queensbridge and kick. She used to kick my brother's ass, yo.
Mhm.
Hey, Ron going to see this and be like, yo, come on, son. Like Ron, no, that's like Shamika was like God to us, yo, back then because she was literally able to play with the dudes and get physical with them. Like she was just on another level.
That's
When
someone that I wish more people could see play. And like I
Mhm.
told you before, since I'm from DC, I got to see her firsthand playing for the Mystics. And Shamika Holdsclaw, like as much as everyone in these comments say Candace Parker, Shamika Holdsclaw crawls so Candace Parker can walk, if we
she,
being real.
she started the
Candace
way,
took it to a whole nother level, but Shamika was definitely the
yeah,
first forward that I saw grabbing the ball off the rebound and taking it full court.
yep.
Yeah.
And then Candace Parker did it. And then Maya Moore did it. Now we've seen a lot more players do it. With Kid Jackson, I love her game. She's so
Man,
dope.
that fadeaway for the first
Sh-
bucket, oh my
Man,
gosh,
yeah, it was
so
nice.
smooth.
This was
We
our
need to get
9450 top 7 in 2021. We had one. Tamika catches at 2, DT at 3, Show Swoops at 4, Lisa Leslie at 5, Maya Moore at 6, and Candace Parker at 7.
blasphemy.
2021 was crazy. It was 2021. It was 2021, y'all. Relax. Lauren, 2021, remember.
It's all good.
All right, there we go.
It's all good.
Now, what would you have CP3 right now with this list right here? We changed up our top 7. What would you have CP3 at right now?
1.
Really?
1A is Candace, 1B is Coop. I still like catching the top 5, man.
Oh,
And
yeah,
she's also doesn't get enough credit as she deserves. Tamika Catchings was nice on both ends of the floor and played with far less talent than a lot of these players that we're calling GOATs.
and the thing is with Catch, and when we decided to put her at 2, it was like the accolade that she has, the defensive player of the years and all this other stuff, the all-time playoff points and rebounds and assists and
Mhm.
steals, and it's just her. She just didn't. She only has one title, but that one title was. I feel like it holds a lot of weight because
I
of
agree.
the talent. It really holds a lot of weight and everything. But I feel like, but a part of me like talking about Candace Parker though. Damn, I wish she didn't retire this year. I wish she would have just went it and just got 4. 4, it would have had her
Get out
as
the door and get out the door.
yeah, 4 get out the door, and then she would have been the GOAT for a couple of years, and Asia would have took it over. But
Right.
it's going when we drop this show, we're just going to do the throwback. We just want y'all to hear our opinions from 2021 and see how it is in 2024. So I'm gonna drop the show. I already found them in my hard drive and everything, so I got them. I
They
think
said we do need to give Maya Moore her flowers in terms of GOAT status.
facts, yeah,
I
and she,
agree.
yeah,
Maya Moore, I agree.
yeah,
I agree.
yeah,
I literally have no rebuttal against it because I agree. I think that I'm just still salty that she gave up on that. Not gave up. She started her next journey in life. And I just feel like we as fans, it sounds super selfish because it is selfish, but I feel robbed. She was like the guts it takes to retire in your prime. But
yeah,
again, if you look at it, she's won at every level. She probably what else? At this point, I've won in college, I won in high school, I dominated the WNBA too. What's left for me to do? What haven't I done? Get married and start a family. So I get it.
yeah, yeah. That's true. That's true. And remember, like I don't even think she lost 35 games in her entire life of playing
Mhm.
basketball. Didn't even get the 35 losses. I think she's at 33 or something like that. That's
Crazy. That in your entire life. Ugh,
the entire life, yo. So she is, yeah, probably has the greatest, I don't know, man, greatest record ever or something like that, man. She won like 90, 89 or 90% of her games or something like that. Yo,
that's
like she
crazy. Like
does not
even
disappoint.
to say that is crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy. And she went to a great team. like when she got drafted. So it was
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I think that foot injury was a game changer for CP3. Would have seen it. We've seen it in many careers. I agree. I think that she thought the foot was fully healed and she would be able to play. She didn't. And the suckiest part about it is I feel like she was just really finding her footing, no pun intended, with the aces when she got injured. Like she was able to figure out what her actual role was because this was the first time where she didn't have to carry a major load. So I definitely feel cheated, but I get it. Like you want to walk away from the game with your body still intact.
Yeah. And do a family thing. Happy for her as she moves on. Can't wait to see what she got next. Be fun. It's gonna be fun. Hopefully she is a owner of a W team and everything. We'd love to see what team that she
For
will
sure.
own.
And the last thing I'm gonna say, because people have been asking for her now that because everyone knows that I'm a Kings part. They're like, who are you gonna follow now? I'ma just be floating around until Juju gets into the league. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. So but Juju gets into the league, y'all know who I'm following.
Delulu for Juju fan club is us right here.
Period.
And we are
What did we
Delulu.
say? We gonna be doo-doo for Juju? The myth.
No, that's the myth. It's got to be doodoo for Juju. Yeah.
Right.
Go get out of here, yo. Thank you for listening to another episode of the 9450. Keeping the 9450 Codename WBB. Crazy. Officially celebrating our anniversary, I think sometime this week. I'll let y'all know as a podcast and everything. Thank you for listening to us. Don't forget to follow us at the 9450 on Twitter, the 9450 underscore on Instagram and TikTok, and as well as YouTube at the 9450. Please subscribe to the channel, man. Please. We're closing in on 300. We like 8 away, 9 away. Yes. Delulu for Juju, and the mix sticks got to be Doo for Juju as well. But yeah, y'all have a great night. We getting out of here. Love is love. Peace.